are such a genuine gem. Thank you for clicking on my Foul Play February series. I'm Brooke Makenna, but today's video is going to be a real-life story time of mine of when I uncovered a conspiracy theory, a super crazy Hollywood one that happened when I was like 11 years old, so like 11 years ago. By the way, I'm posting every single day this month. If you didn't know, there's a playlist link down below if you've missed any, and if you want me to continue posting these, please make sure to thumbs up, and you can leave a nice comment down below and I'd love to talk to you. But let's get into the story. So when I was in, I want to say it was 5th grade, but I know that I was 11 years old, I was obsessed with Hannah Montana. Now hang in here with me, this isn't as weird as it sounds, I know. Why am I talking about Hannah Montana conspiracy theory? But I'll get there because it actually does come full circle. So I was obsessed with all things Disney. I was definitely not one that wanted to be older than who I was. I played pretend. I watched Disney Channel all the time. Really liked being a kid for the most part. Of course, I had my times where I wanted to be older, but I really loved all of the kid things, including Hannah Montana. She was probably my inspiration as a child. She was everything I wanted to be. So obsessed that year my mom bought me and my best friend tickets to a Hannah Montana concert. That's right, the show had a concert if you didn't know. It was Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, and it was the Best of Both Worlds tour. And if any of you went, please let me know, because she toured with the Jonas Brothers and we were so incredibly excited. We went in the freezing cold and had to stand out in the lines when it was so cold we could see our breath, so we had to wait in this super long line. I remember we made these huge posters for her. There was like a little tent outside while we were waiting in line where we could spin a wheel, and if we landed on a certain thing we could win like Hannah Montana merch, and it was just so incredibly fun. And we got inside, and that's when they said, you actually can't bring your posters in, but we'll definitely show Miley and let her know that you love her. And even at that moment I was like, yeah, you're gonna throw them in the trash, but that's fine, take them away, even though I spent all night making them just so she could see them, but that's fine nonetheless. I was still sassy as a child. So they took our posters and we went in. I was just happy to be seeing Hannah. It didn't really bother me. We went and we got shirts, and then we headed into the auditorium, or the, what's it called, the arena. And so the concert began with the Jonas Brothers singing, and then Hannah kind of would come out during their set and perform songs with them. But I noticed that Hannah, as she went into just Hannah Montana, as the Jonas Brothers went back, she was never really getting tired. She just constantly was singing and going, dancing, and going crazy. And at that point I didn't realize that, you know, performers have to train so they can get their vocal cords and their bodies ready for something like that. I had no idea, but I just noticed that, dang, like I couldn't do that for that long on stage. And so I was watching her very closely. That's the point of telling you that, is that I was like honed in on her to make sure she was okay, almost. I'm such an empath, and even back then I was, that like if anybody even starts to feel like sick or sad, like I know instantly, almost before they do. And I was like honed in on her, watching her intently, like not even like going back and forth from like her to the screen to her, like to make sure she was okay. She had like a box on set, and she went around it and she came out the other side, and something in my head was just like, I don't know about that. And I turned to my mom and I said, that's not Hannah. And she said, yeah, it is. Like that's Miley playing Hannah. And she always tried to like make sure I understood, like Miley and Hannah the same person, you know, she's playing Hannah, that is Hannah. And I said, no mom, that's not Hannah up there dancing and singing. And she said, well, she may be, you know, lip singing her songs, and so it may look a little weird. And she was just trying to explain to me, you know, all of the logistics of concerts and Hollywood and the most she knows. And I just kept telling her, no, that is not Hannah, like that is not Miley under that wig. And I just noticed that this wig was super, like it was puffier than Hannah's had been like 5 seconds ago. Her sunglasses had also gotten bigger, and they were like this big on her face, like covering up most of her face. Her body shape was a little different, and her dancing just didn't match what I had been watching just a few seconds earlier. And so I just sat there like, this isn't Miley. Like, what are they trying to do here? And that is when I noticed this new person, whoever it was, this imposter that I was so offended about, went back in the back, and I was like, oh, what is happening? Where is she at? Is she okay? Panicking on the inside, still loving the song, still dancing up and down, but also being like, oh, where is she at? Is she okay? I want to give her a hug. And so I watched this imposter go back behind the thing. Actually, I think she went like in it, like it was like an open box, and she went in this thing. And a few seconds later, Miley emerged as Miley, not Hannah anymore. She was Miley. And this was in like a few seconds. Like, she would have had to flip everything off and run out for that to work. And with a wig, like when you're dancing and singing, you would have to have that so tightly pinned to your head that wouldn't even be possible to get it off that quickly. It was in like a few seconds, and my mom just kind of looked at me like she knew at that point, like, oh, that's a little strange. And I was like, yeah, not her. I knew it all along, Mom. My like 11-year-old sassy self was like, told you so. So Miley then came out, and it was her, looked just like her, sang just like her, moved just like her, and continued on like her set as Miley Cyrus, performing her songs instead of Hannah's. And we just kind of went on with the night after that. But I knew from that moment that she had used somebody else in her concert. There had been this imposter, and I had no idea that I had uncovered a conspiracy theory that is now like widely known about Hollywood and their body doubles. But as I got older and got more into conspiracy theories, I realized that this is actually a thing many celebrities do, and it's not really widely talked about before, you know, theories have become more popular. It was just kind of something that celebrities would do, and not stunt doubles. That's not what I'm talking about here if you don't know. It's not just in the movies when they need someone else to do the crazy stunts for them. It's like in their real life when they don't want to have to deal with something out in the public, say like a press, say even just like paparazzi following them around. They hire someone that looks like them, put them in big sunglasses or in a hat, make it look like it's them, and then the paparazzi follows them instead of the real celebrities so they can get a break. And it's something that so many people do, and I was researching into the certain people who have been said to do it. I mean, the biggest one that I know most of you will know if you know any conspiracy theories is that Avril Lavigne in 2003 actually passed away, and her body double took her place in Hollywood and her life. Basically, she took it over, and this is why Avril changed from being this, you know, punk rock skater boy era to this pink dresses Hello Kitty era, which was so incredibly different. And people say that she used this body double and she just really didn't exist anymore because she had passed away. They said that even she had possibly committed suicide after her grandfather's death. This was a huge theory and still kind of is today, and I just find that one a little odd. I just don't know if I believe that one because, you know, people do change, and Avril is back with her, you know, new original sound that's just a little bit different music, and it sounds just like her, and she is, actually it's really incredible music, you should listen to it, but she's back to her roots, and I think maybe she just changed, or possibly she did use a body double for all those years when she was dealing with her Lyme disease and couldn't get out of bed. She still wanted to stay in the public eye, so she had this body double do some things for her, and she just didn't really actually pass away. She was just fighting for her life, which could possibly be a thing because the pressures of Hollywood making you feel like you constantly have to be doing something, constantly have to be seen, and if she couldn't be, the next best thing would be someone who looks like her. But she's not the only one who has been caught doing this. Or I guess I shouldn't say caught. She hasn't been caught. This is a theory. Don't come after me. I mean, the Kardashians are said to do this a lot because they have so much paparazzi on them at all times. Kim Kardashian is definitely one after her Paris robbery, to just kind of make her feel more safe if the paparazzi is trailing somebody else and the possible attackers think she's somewhere else, so she can feel safe where she actually is, which I think is so sad. Jim Carrey actually at one point used a body double, which I think is crazy and you probably wouldn't believe it, but he actually paid a guy who looked kind of like him to pretend to be him for whenever he was on vacation. He bought this guy a hotel where all the celebrities stayed so he could go see Israel's holiest sites, and not a paparazzi followed him at all. He got to go in peace because all the paparazzi thought that he was this guy at this hotel that was doing his own thing, and so they followed him the whole time. And while researching into all of these celebrities that had done all of this and had the body doubles in real life, I found my exact story. It was said down below, Miley Cyrus, and I was like, oh, I wonder if she did it in real life too. It was literally saying that on the Best of Both Worlds tour 11 years ago, she had used a body double for part of her act when she was turning from Hannah to Miley, which I was like, oh my god, like I didn't actually make this up. Like, it is confirmed now that she actually had a body double. There was a statement that said, after Hannah has completed the featured verse on the duet with the Jonas Brothers, a body double appears approximately 1 to 2 minutes prior to the ending of the song to allow Miley to remove Hannah's wig and costume and transform into Miley for her solo set. Which is insane because that's exactly what I saw, and it's not like back then there was conspiracy theories and there was Twitter, and I don't even think at that point I had Facebook, and or if I did, like, it wasn't a huge thing, and there was definitely no apps. I didn't even have a phone yet. Like, I had to go on Facebook on my mother's computer and talk to my classmates on the little chat thing while my mom watched over my shoulder. There was nothing that could have told me all of these, you know, Hollywood secrets exposing. Like, exposing wasn't even a thing back then to do in Hollywood, and I was worried about Hannah Montana. That's the only real reason why I even noticed it, because I wanted to make sure she was okay. But body doubles, not only in actual entertainment but also in real life and of celebrities now, is such a known thing. Because, I mean, think about it, when you're a celebrity, there is nothing that's private about your life, so sometimes you have to take extra precautions and extra measures to get that privacy, and it's just crazy that I noticed it at a concert when I was 11 years old. But I did want to show you guys, I made a scrapbook from the Hannah Montana Jonas Brothers concert, and I want to see if I can find any pictures for you guys that I took that would show anything. I literally, like, this is how obsessed I was. Okay, so you can see here, we got Hannah and we got Miley, because obviously they both needed a separate page to themselves. Oh, but I couldn't forget the Jonas Brothers here. And and then I literally put Nick Jonas, one word, hot, and he got his own page. That is hilarious. My true secret crush is what I wrote there. Oh my gosh, I shipped Nick and Hannah. Lucky in love. What a cute couple. Sizzlin' or fizzlin', Nick and Miley. I like put pictures of them. Don't mind me, it wasn't one of my best looks, but so this is me at the concert, and this is the wheel I was talking to you guys about, and this is the poster that we made, and I had a Hannah shirt at the concert. Look how cute we were. Oh, and here is the box that I was telling you guys about. Like, now that I look at it, it almost looks like she was like a stripper about to come out of a cake, but good thing I didn't notice that when I was younger. But I even wrote, like, at the beginning of the concert, she came out by singing in a box. And here's a little box that I was telling you guys about. Okay, it says, about the concert. Let's get the juicy details here. When I first found out that I had Hannah Montana tickets, it was November 28th, 2007. Me and my best friend were at a volleyball game. When my mom told us we were going, we screamed really loud. Our coach told us to stop screaming and be quiet. Today is the day of the concert. I just got home from school and we are getting ready to go. I will tell you everything when I get back. Got to go. See you later. Bye. And then after the concert was awesome, except that we had to stand out in the freezing cold waiting to get in. But that's okay, because when we got inside and we went to our seats, we saw that Miley Cyrus was not going to be very far away from us. The Jonas Brothers were before Hannah, and they sang my favorite song, Year 3000. My favorite songs of Miley's is G&O, Girls Night Out. My mom is so awesome because she took pictures of the hottest guy, Nick Jonas, and Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. This is my first concert, and it was so cool to see my two favorite movie stars. Love, Brooke. age 11. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was a super cute thing that I made, and I hadn't looked at it in a really long time. But is there any theories that you kind of uncovered as a kid, or anything strange that you noticed before you really should have, possibly like on a show or, you know, at a kid's place? Like, I'd love to know. This all came to fruition when Shane Dawson talked about the Chuck E. Cheese thing. When he said he had noticed that as a kid, I was like, oh my god, I noticed Hannah being a different person, and that imposter, how dare she. I just think it's crazy that it's now been confirmed, and I had no idea until making this video. Or if you've never uncovered a theory, which one would you want to uncover and know the truth about? I think it's spun in such a negative way that we're like crazy people for looking into all this, but it's just supposed to be kind of like a fun thing, and sometimes it reveals a truth that's quite scary and that we really should know about. But make sure to thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and share it with a friend who likes conspiracy theories or liked Hannah Montana as a kid. And make sure to come back tomorrow if you want to see another video from me. Don't ever forget to speak up. Your voice is powerful enough, and I love you to absolute pieces. Okay, bye.